Welcome to 114 of the 100 Baby Challenge. And in this episode, we're just going to be staying home to take care of all these kids, including aging up Feppo and Gavin to toddlers. Oh my gosh. If this is all we're going to be doing for a whole episode, then I don't know what to do with myself. What are we writing today? Please write something interesting. It is interesting. If it's Lex, it's interesting. May. Oh, the episode May. Kai, at the end of episode Fire and Water, Kai can't go to either of the planets because the moth is dead. All the moths are dead, and the only way to get down to either of the planets is to jump onto them from the legs. So that's what he did at the end. He 7 or 8 persuaded him to jump onto Planet Water, and he jumped on the Planet Water. Kai landed on a city, and he meets this woman named May, who's like the lone survivor from a balloon attack. And I think she was placed there, disguised as one of the people who live there. Also, yeah, her name happens to be May, and May tells Kai that the only, if she's looking for Zeb, that she would have heard about her, and maybe she's on the other planet, Fire. So they used the nearby balloon to go over to planet Fire. And May conveniently shoots Prince with an arrow. And then Zeb's crying about it because she thinks she's really in love with Prince. And then Stan's like, we gotta get out of here. People start showing up. And they're like, we gotta get out of here. So Kai helps him escape. Along with May. And Stan immediately falls for May. And then on the Lex, May is convincing Stan to destroy Fire because it's evil. And Zeb's like, she's convinced that she's really in love with Prince and there should be any reason to destroy Fire. And we find out that May has an infectious wound on her shoulder, and they tried to fix her up in the cryo chamber. Out that they couldn't fix her up because the protein regenerator has been working for thousands of years, so they had to fix it up. And they couldn't freeze her because some reason Prince kicked over the cryopod control unit, and that's broken. So there's no way to freeze May and keep her alive until the protein regenerator is working, so creating a scenario for Stan. And so when Kai he starts breeding moths, he finds the moth breeders. He convinces them to breed moths so they can go down to Planet Water to get food. And Zeb is talking to Kai, and Kai convinces Zeb that she's emotionally vulnerable. Both her and Stan are both emotionally vulnerable, and Zeb agrees with them because they haven't had any contact with people for a long time. So yeah, that makes them emotionally vulnerable. So that's a beautiful view. Anyways, May dies. We thought May dies, but Stan doesn't know that. And Prince comes along and convinces Stan that if he blew up the planet Water, that May could live and be Stan's girlfriend. And Stan agreed. First he's like, no, I can't do that. But then he agrees because he gets all a dream and he doesn't have to listen to anything what Prince had to say. But May does come back to life and her and Stan share a kiss. So, there's that episode. I like talking about Lex. Speaking of like Stanley Tweedle, today I'll be working on some more BitLife episodes as well as some more less. Maybe more focusing on the BitLife. Because I only got 9 episodes and I need more than 9 episodes. I only stopped at Stan age 14. I gotta continue to age him up. Because I know today I'll have some peace and quiet. And I'll really have some focusing time. This BitLife challenge, I need 100% total focus. So I'm not interrupted at all. And at 2 o'clock, I'm not going to be interrupted. So this is awesome. So for right now, we're going to take care of these little babies. We're going to age them up something. Maybe not today, but maybe the next day. In this game, not in real life. So we're going to age them up sometime in this video. Just not right now. I was just taking care of 7 kids. I imagine. What helps out sometimes is the maid comes by and cleans up the messes that the toddlers make. And that helps. You can't have a butler or anything to take care of the toddlers, but no one said anything about having a maid to come over and clean up the mess that these kids make. Because seriously, I cannot handle and take care of these kids and clean up after them. No. It's just not possible. I did that in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, but we had to keep hiring a maid to clean up the mess. But these little babies, so cute.
Loney. Oh, wapena. Wapena. Oh, laba. Yadras vobia. Oh.
Oh, you're just the cutest little thing. Says you are. You're cute. Yeah, you are.
Oh, nubu.
That's episodes you're going to see today. Episodes, a bit like episodes 1 and 2 as well as this episode. It starts out as Stan, when he's a baby and he's a toddler and he's a child. It's part of BitLife. If anyone's ever played BitLife. And there's every scene, some other YouTubers playing BitLife controls my sound, and I thought that'd be interesting, so I'm doing that. This sad stuff. I don't like it. Be sad on your own time. Why you gotta be so sad? Losing who? I didn't pay attention to that. I'm trying to see who died. I'm trying to see who died. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm not seeing anything. I'm really not seeing anything. Maybe it was one of... Maybe it's one of her aunts or uncles. I mean, it's time for them to start aging up and dying, right?
Dermot.
I know that sounds pretty hard. No, these are Sims. It's Sims. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, go along.
Maybe it's only somebody she knew. Oh, you know, I thought you wanted to hang out. That people give people my number. Dang it.
Dermot.
It's like, hey sister, I thought you wanted to hang out, not give people my number. I don't know who died though. I think it's one of her aunts or uncles. It's time for all the second generation Sims to start dying. Oh my gosh, I hate when people die in my game. It sucks. But nothing I can do about it. Not keeping everybody immortal. Yeah, loss of family. Who's someone close? Yeah, I'm assuming it's one of her aunts or uncles. We're gonna do some more writing because that seems more interesting right now. Doing some more writing. Write a sad book. Oh my gosh. Let's have to write a book that makes her even more depressed. No, thank you. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you want to pick her up. You stop your task just to do that. Whatever works for you, Zev. Whatever works for you. What are we writing today? Game Town. Oh yes, Game Town. Prince. Okay, Kai managed to get enough moth raiders to go down to Planet Water and get food for the Lex. They land on this place called Game Town, where there's a bunch of residents that do nothing but play sports all day. And one person that doesn't fit in, Fifi, he definitely shows that he doesn't fit in. And because he's always insulting his friends and people who are just trying to be nice to him and trying to help him out and stuff. And on the Lex, Stan is trying to take this deal seriously he made with Prince about destroying water. So he's always asking Lex when the Lex is going to be pointed at water. And Zeb comes in and she's like, why are you asking the Lex when the Lex is going to be pointed at water? And he's like, just curious, just curious. And when Stan's talking to May, he just convinced that maybe it was all a dream. With the conversation he had with Prince. And the first time Stan tries to destroy the Planet Water, Zev had actually fallen into the bridge and tried to strangle him. And it's just like...
Did anybody notice I was here?
Yeah, I know you were there. And then
Mom.
Stan manages to command the Lex to destroy Planet Water, but the Lex's weapon kind of misses the planet. And Zeb is relieved. And Zeb's like, Kai could have been destroyed with that planet. And Stan's like, he would have been alright anyway because he's dead. He wouldn't have felt it. And then Stan tells him about this dream he had about Prince coming to him, saying that if he destroyed the Planet Water, that Prince would save May. And Zeb's like, it had to have been a dream. It had to, because Prince is dead. And so they went to the cryo chamber to check on May. They find out she's at the edge of death, but she's not dead. So Stan is convinced that. So Prince comes to Stan and tells him to still do it.
Why do people want to destroy planet water? Water, we have to drink water.
Well, in this particular show, and like some, water represents good, and planet and fire represents bad.
Yeah, because
And Prince is bad and wants to destroy good.
what is water? Water is good because you don't have to what's it called again?
Oh, yippee. Bum a day.
If you don't have a lot of water.
Singula.
Water, something will
Oh,
happen to you.
perfa fazoo.
If you don't have water.
Kind
And planet
of
water.
missing the point.
No, I'm not. You have to drink water. Why do they want to destroy it?
Because Prince is evil and wants to destroy planet water for some reason.
So he dies.
People are immortal and they come back. They die. They come back anyways.
So all of the Lex characters.
They all reincarnate. Doesn't matter. Prince also visits Zev and tries to convince her that what Stan's doing is good. You should let her. She should let Stan destroy the planet water. But Zev isn't convinced. She's too good. She wouldn't let Stan do that. Apparently, next time the Lex is pointed at water, Zev does her cluster lizard roll into the bridge, thinking she didn't have enough time just to walk to the bridge, but she rolls to the bridge, and
Why was
she tries to smother Stan again, and this time failing to destroy the planet water.
Why would someone roll a person, an actual human?
She's
roll?
Zev is part cluster lizard. She can do that.
What are they called again?
Cluster lizards. They can roll.
Yeah, but are they bad or good?
It depends. They can be bad because they're carnivores.
But if you're bad, if you're mean to them, they kill you. If you're nice to them, they don't kill you.
Yep. I guess if they're hungry.
Oh.
But Zev, on the other hand, she's mostly human, so.
But I remember I watched an episode with you with those cluster thingies,
Yeah.
and then Stan was there, and he didn't get eaten for some reason.
That's good.
How?
Zev was there with them. She communicated with the cluster lizards.
I wish I can, so they don't eat me.
So they, knowing that Stan failed to blow up the planet water, Stan and Zev go into the cryo chamber to check on May. Find out that May is okay. It turns out that May and Prince were working together the whole time. And it breaks Stan's heart that May was just as cruel and evil as Prince.
Larkin Moosh.
And
Inja.
and they leave Stan and Prince and May take one of the moths and leave. And Stan's like, she shot him with an arrow. And then Zev's like, well, maybe they saw what they wanted us to see, so. And then they communicated with them. Then they start communicating with Kai through the Squawker channel. And they say, what's going on, Kai? He's like, he's stranded. He's like, how are you stranded? It's like, this guy, Fifi, he took all the moths and went over to Planet Fire. So, and he's standing there at the end of the episode talking to this guy named Duke, who thinks he has Fifi thought he had the biggest city. So, and they're coming to an alliance. So that's the end of that episode.
Can you tell me another thing?
When she starts writing another episode, discuss another episode. I'll discuss each episode as she writes them.
How do you know she's writing the exact episode?
Because I tell her to do so.
Really? You can type all that effort in so Zev can?
No, she goes to a computer. After you tell her to write a screenplay, she'll sit down, and a thing will come up, giving you the option to come up with a title. I come up with the title, and she starts writing, and I start discussing that episode she's writing.
Why are those and Lex? Why are those clusters thingies even alive? How were they even invented in the show? How?
You're just there. No one's ever asked. I don't think anybody's ever asked that. Does it? I guess they're just part of the animals living on that planet.
If I saw one of those thingies, what are they called?
Cluster lizards?
Yes. But if I saw those in real life, I'd run away. Only if they don't kill me. Do they kill people?
Yes.
So if the show was if the Lex was a real thing and if those lizards were actually in real life, I'd run away unless they're not hungry. If they're hungry, I wouldn't run away. I'd just do nothing. Are you ever gonna speak?
I have been speaking.
Yeah.
I've been speaking for the last 20 minutes. And this has got like maybe 10 more minutes left.
If cluster lizards were actually alive, I'd run away. Huh?
But they aren't, so
What?
just as clusters are just made up for the purpose of the show Lex. That's it.
I forgot what they even look like. I know they roll.
Yeah, they do. That's how they get around.
I forgot what they look like.
Timsy.
I actually did forgot what
They look like snake-like creatures.
We may.
Are they big?
Yeah, they can get big. They can get big enough to eat people.
Hope they don't eat me. If they were alive in real life. I hope they
They're like serpents.
don't eat. And one of the episodes.
Seriously? Hanging out with family. She's hanging out with Dad at this place
Now, Arb.
called the Shallot, I think.
I've been standing behind this.
How boring.
I'm in
How was this even interesting?
I
Quiz,
was
Den
standing
Stoba,
behind this couch
Tribna.
the whole
Ah,
time, and I
Chunga
was
choosing.
down.
Bunga.
Help me.
Stefanzo, Manop.
So, don't you know how to get yourself something to eat?
No, I don't want to.
Think you want to eat at Grammy's or something?
No.
Or you want her to stop at Stewart's to get you something? Is that what this is?
No. I'm not even hungry.
Yeah, right.
I'm not.
What have you been snacking on?
Nothing. I'm usually not hungry.
Right.
I am.
How boring is this freaking place? How does her dad think this is boring? And he ditches her. No, wait, he didn't. How did the thing for hanging out with family just disappear? And suddenly not hang out with family time anymore? That ended quickly. That event ended really quick.
Peachy Peachy, Shabby Baloo, Yibs, Narfa,
This place is boring. How would
Tebow.
Twisty of all people think this place is interesting? There's nothing to do here. Unless there's a circus in town, I don't think... And he just disappears. You want to hang out? Sure, we'll hang out. And just disappears. That's... Why does everybody do that in this game? That was fun. Thanks for interrupting me for that.
Anzerpa,
That's a masterpiece. I could paint that. But somebody wouldn't tell me it was a masterpiece. My little kid can paint that. Doesn't mean it'll be called a masterpiece.
Mom,
What?
the reason you got together with Dad is the dumbest reason I've ever heard. Like, you like the same show.
Yes.
Like, that's the dumbest reason.
No, it is not.
What?
You're the only person who thinks it's the dumbest reason.
Yes, just liking a show, the same show. Me and Christopher like the same YouTuber, and
Dubma
we don't become friends or anything. But when you're a grown up, it happens. Why would it not be a dumb reason?
It isn't.
Yakala,
Why?
We actually would. So you think that us
boy,
going to Florida is dumb too?
No, we're getting together just because you have the same favorite of a show.
And we came together over 1,000 miles. He lived here in New York, and I lived in Kentucky, which is like 1,000 miles.
Oh, that's not a dumb reason because, of course, if you want to really get together, you
Show
need
my
to
young-
come.
He traveled 1,000 miles.
Not with a plane.
Not with a plane, but with a car. Did John Carolyn just seriously kick over my trash can? Dude, I'm going to eat you. No, I'm not really.
Look how bad this bruise is, and I didn't even notice it.
It's just a little tiny bruise.
It's really,
Kids get them all the time.
It's really dark though. I never had to.
Kids get them all the time, climbing and running into things and.
No, I got lots of bruises. I got a bruise also on my foot.
Kids get them all the time when they're playing and don't even know it. Why is he angry and he kicked over my freaking trash can?
Is he part of the household?
No, he's not.
How do you know he's angry?
He looked angry. Angry!
I didn't see it. I was looking at the.
You look at the top, you see his emotion. Or shows their discussion. It says that he's angry.
He's stepping on the trash.
Yes, he
He
is.
probably likes trash.
Probably. And at this moment, you pick up my trash and put it right back in that trash can. I kid you not.
I know how to roll too.
Pula, Veruda Kampoy, Gownie,
Really?
Rinya, Tibanahu Smith.
No, I don't know how to do it on the leg.
See?
Carpet.
I guess
The carpet's hard.
Zeb will have to clean up the trash all by herself. I don't think I'll invite him back for a
I
while.
only know how to roll.
Oh wait, he's in my house.
I only
Don't destroy anything. You destroy anything, I'll hurt you.
I only know how to do one foot like this. Look, watch mom. I'm going to do one foot. I did everything.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to do a flippy.
A flip?
Yes. Not like one up in the air, one on the ground. See?
That's called a cart. Wait.
Oh my god. I'm not doing it on the floor.
Vula Shaka Teebs. Sigluna.
Anyways,
Ah.
you're just going to continue.
I'm just like Sav. I know how to do a roll.
Of course you do.
I do. You said Zev rolled to a bridge, and then now I know how to roll.
Really?
I do.
You don't know how to roll like that.
Gaffa.
If you show me.
You can't roll like that.
Serpino
This is how
Vanabi.
I roll.
New Miv. Am so.
She kind of morphs a little into a cluster lizard.
Does she also eat people? 'Cause
Yes. When she morphs into a cluster lizard, she can.
Oh.
if she gets angry.
Yeah.
Oh.
She gets angry. She morphs into a cluster lizard. She can eat people.
Nom, nom, nom.
That happens in one episode, where she gets really aggressive.
Which episode was
In season 4,
Or which episode?
in episode 9,
Oh,
in
yeah.
season 4. Good. Let's just continue this.
Oh, Balafoy. Vixen.
Anyways, we are getting toward the end of this episode, so stay tuned for some Bit Life Controls My Sims episodes, and as well as more 100 Baby Challenge episodes.